Hello, welcome to my ADI Part 3 series where I get all the answers about the tests from an ex-ADI enforcement officer, the people who will conduct your Part 2, Part 3 and standards check tests. I've put 16 of the most burning questions that both PDIs and ADIs ask about the test, and in this video I ask the question, how do I agree the correct level for the lesson? So here we're going to be exploring the level of instruction, how you agree that with your pupil and that you make sure it's the right level.
So that would be a typical briefing. I've got, a buy-in from you. I've had to lead you a little bit of what the outcome is. I've also said quite a lot that I know you quite well and I know what works for you, which tells the examiner this is a relationship that's just continuing. It's a little bit longer than it would be if it's a recap, but that's because I needed to understand some things, and I feel I try not to.
Time well spent.
Yeah, time well spent. I found out what your problem was. I found out you had a bit of a lack of it seemed to me you had a bit of a lack of confidence with the roundabouts themselves because of this uncertainty. So I tried to sort of help you with that and say to you, you got this. It's just that one element. You weren't sure about the level, so I kind of had to lead you a bit to it, and that was fairly easy because the person you were role playing he seemed sort of quite confident in my ability to help him. So out of that, it's what's the aim here? What are we trying to get out of this? 45 minutes or so. What means are we doing that by? How am I helping you with that? And whereabouts am I helping you? Because a lot of people say, oh, do you want me to prompt you? And they'll say yes. But because you haven't specified exactly what on, that surely, if I've never met either of you before, must mean that you probably prompted them on everything. Some things it's a bit unclear.
Do you ever get like a pupil that's been coached what to say? Like, so what level of help? Oh well, I think I will start with a full instruction, and then maybe a bit of prompting, and then maybe at the end let me be independent.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that several times.
What?
Yeah. The other one I see quite a lot of.
You say that.
The other one I've seen quite a lot of is we'll do a circuit or something over roundabouts. We'll do it first time. We'll do it telling. But learning's not taking place when you're telling, because telling someone, so if I told you to open the door, you've literally done what I've told you to do. You haven't learned anything. It's only when I actually get you to sort of do it yourself through the use of some prompting that I'm starting to see, oh, he's picked it up a bit, and then independent is the test of that. And what you often see is people, instructors, you often sit with license holders, it's usually the case, we'll do telling first one, then we'll do prompting, then we'll do independent, and they think that's showing learning. But all I'm thinking is that's kind of an ineffective way of teaching, because what you've shown me is every single time you teach anything to anyone, you start at 1, then you go to 2, then you go to 3, and that might work, but it's really ineffective. So it's not necessarily going to make you fail, but it just makes me think that's just quite a cack-handed way of doing it. It just seems a bit illogical. And that will then make me think about things like, are you encouraging the person enough? Are you taking all the opportunities you can? Is this right for this person? Are you adapting? That's the sort of thing I'm now thinking about, and I'm thinking, what would I do? And I think I would definitely be doing something different based on how this person drives and the easiness of this subject matter. I just think this seems really difficult, so I'd now be putting 2s or 1s or something depending on the evidence. So it's a limiting factor rather than a fail factor, if that makes sense. And I had to force it out of you a little bit,
because I could have known about LADA, but I didn't, and you had to.
And it wasn't really, and I could see as well,
get it out of me.
What's often the case is that would probably confuse the person, so I just sort of thought, well, don't worry about the actual acronym, it's more early, that's what we're going for here.
And you didn't say, Howard, you should know that, I've told you that.
Oh, no, because that would be very unclient-centred.
Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's when I've heard in the back of the car, I've heard people say, we talked about this earlier. And I think,
you know this.
And that's when I write down the word staged. Because I think if you talked about it earlier, because then I then get back to the test centre and I then think, so you say you talked about it earlier, did you? And they go, yeah, we kind of talked about it. Okay, so what you're telling me is that you're really ineffective because you've already done it. They go, no. But literally, that's the evidence. It's really hard for you to backpedal now. So yeah.